Perfect. All right, we are rolling.
Perfect.
Well, hello everyone and welcome back to 48 Now. Today I am joined with Taylor Reed. He is the COO of a nonprofit here in the Huntsville community called Shower Up. Taylor, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first off, can you talk a little bit about Shower Up? What exactly is the nonprofit and what do you guys do in the community?
Yeah, definitely. So Shower Up is a nonprofit. At the most basic level, Shower Up, we provide showers. So we provide showers, hygiene, and personal care to those in need in our community. Those in need is primarily those experiencing homelessness. That's a mixture of a lot of different things. We serve those who are living in the homeless camps and might be blessed enough to have a tent or in a sleeping bag. We serve those who have absolutely nothing and are sleeping under a bridge or out in the field. And then we see a lot of people that we serve who are actually living in their vehicles. And ever since COVID happened and the housing prices in this area have increased dramatically, we see a lot of people who've never been homeless in their entire lives but have been priced out of their homes. So those who are on fixed income or low income, a lot of them couldn't afford their housing as rent prices increased. So we see a lot of people driving up and coming to our events out of their car. Those situations I described, no matter what that is, if you don't have a home, you don't have a shower.
That's right.
That's something a lot of people don't think about. And so all of those experiencing homelessness, you know, they want to eat, they want to sleep, they want to have a roof, but we also all want to shower. And so you look nice, dressed up. You probably took a shower today, and I took a shower this morning, and so it feels good. We want to provide that opportunity to everybody in our community, and that's what we're all about.
That's right. That's so great that you're doing here. Can you talk a little bit about the history, how it came to be here in Huntsville?
Yeah, so Shower Up actually started in Nashville, Tennessee back in 2016. And it was a guy, if you've heard of WAFF, Christian radio, he worked for WAFF for 20 plus years, and then he just felt this urging to go and provide showers to those who didn't have any. Him and his family on the weekends would go pack peanut butter jelly sandwiches and serve the homeless in Nashville, Tennessee. And they constantly got the question of, hey, do you know anywhere I can take a shower? Or they would ask, is there anything else you need? Here's a sandwich. They said, well, I'd really love to be able to take a shower. And so he felt this burden, and so he stopped his job at Christian Radio and essentially what looked like a U-Haul truck, the empty truck, he put some showers in the back and started driving around and taking showers to the people. And so from that, Shower Up has grown what it is today. Back in 2020, Shower Up drove to Huntsville, their mobile shower unit out of Nashville, and did an event in Huntsville. Great thing. Over 100 people showed up to get showers that day. Just an amazing event, but then the wheels rolled back up to Nashville. And so I met a guy that had been over a year since he had had a shower here in Huntsville. Wow. And it blew my mind, and then I realized, oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people who don't have a home, you don't have a way to take a shower, so I really wanted to do something about that, and we needed a Shower Up here in Huntsville. And so we decided we were going to launch a fundraiser. Paul, he is the guy who started in Nashville. He said, hey, if you raise the money to build a shower trailer, I guess you can start in Huntsville. And so called me the best fundraiser in the world, but before we even launched the campaign, a lady anonymously, she may be watching here, I don't know who she is yet, but she was anonymous and she saw a bunch of people who were happy. She said all these people look like they should be down on life, but I think she said they were high on life. She said they were having a great time, happy, smiling. She said, I want to make sure that can continue. And she said, what would it take? And well, it was $100,000 to build a custom trailer, buy all the supplies, the generator, all the expenses. She wrote a check on day one. Oh. And so Shower Up Huntsville was born with $0 in the bank. We spent all the money on the trailer. And so from that day, my wife and I solely did not intend to get into this role, but nobody else was stepping up. May of 2020, our shower trailer was delivered to Huntsville. If you know anything about May of 2020, it was the height of the shutdown. Yeah. So things were shut down, and we were launching a nonprofit. And so I was looking around of who's going to help do this, and no one stepped up. So my wife and I, on the weekends, we both had full-time jobs. We would take the shower trailer around and set up at different locations around Huntsville, and people would just flock, and they'd see the trailer roll up. Oh, yeah, I get a shower today. And they jump in and get clean. And really that reaction of people walking out of the shower with smiles on their faces, and some in tears, some are dancing. You can tell that something happened on the inside more than just cleaning the outside. You know, it happened on the inside of them while they were in that shower to make them feel new. We heard people say, I feel human again. And that feeling and seeing the reactions on the people's faces, my wife and I continued to volunteer time and time again, and we were just operating on the weekends. Now we're operating every day of the weekend and every day of the week. And so we've grown to where we were providing about 1,000 showers a year back in 2020. We've already provided 3,500 this year in the first half of the year. And so we're out tremendously. Part of that's because we have an employee now. And so I've taken a role with Shower Up corporate. And so what I do as COO, I know you mentioned that was my title. People, what does that mean? So the passion and just the good things that were happening here in Huntsville, we wanted to replicate that in other cities. And so after Shower Up came to Huntsville, then we went to Wichita, Kansas. We're in Chicago. We're in Chattanooga. We just launched last weekend in Memphis. We're in Tampa Bay. And really we're realizing there's a lot of cities out there that have the same need as Huntsville, a lot more than Huntsville even need it. And so we're trying to do what we did here in Huntsville and replicate it all over. But back to the Huntsville side of things, just about 8 months ago, actually, I had my first child. And so, thank you. So Eli, my little boy.
Shout out Eli.
Shout out Eli. Too young to understand what it is, and you don't watch too much TV right now. But so he was being born, and so me and my wife couldn't continue every weekend to give up our weekends. You know, we needed to commit time to him. So we took a leap of faith and said we needed to hire somebody in Huntsville. And so the perfect person to hire was Andrew. And so Andrew is somebody who had actually taken showers with us since day one when we launched in Huntsville. He was experiencing homelessness. He was living in a tent in Huntsville, didn't have a home of his own, and we thought, who better to help serve than Andrew? And so we were able to raise money, and we're continually trying to raise money to support him, but we were able to lift him up off the street, and so he now has a home of his own. But his job is to drive our mobile shower trailer around, and every day he's setting up and providing showers to his friends, the family that he's walked beside, and he knows what it's like to go, you know, days without food, days without a shower, and I can't connect at that level, but he can. And so a little bit about his story is he would always take showers with us, and he'd show up early and help me roll out the hoses and help me, you know, do all the work that it took. Just as he waited on his shower, he was a helping hand. I saw him at times clipping people's toenails, and you know, some people needed some hair trimmings, and he would be trimming people's hair. He would just be serving, have that servant heart, and that's what I wanted in somebody to be an employee. And so we hired him. But before Shower Up came, he didn't tell me this until after, but he said what I would do is I'd set my alarm for 3 a.m. in the morning. And so in his tent, his alarm would go off at 3 a.m. He'd grab a bathing suit and a bar of soap, and he'd walk down to Big Spring Park. The sprinklers at Big Spring Park cut on at 3:30, if you didn't know that. And so 3:30 in the morning, he would go and get in his cold sprinkler and take a bar of soap, and he said he'd hope he'd rinse all the soap off before the sprinkler stopped. And there's a lot of stories like that. But now that Shower Up's here and Andrew's driving around every day of the week, we try to hit all the locations where people in need are, and they're waiting for us when we get there, and they can get a hot shower. We have unlimited hot water. We don't do time limits. People always ask us, why don't you put time limits on your shower? Do you have a timer at home and somebody kicking you out of your shower?
Nope.
So we want to do the same thing for others. We want to treat them with dignity and respect and say, take the time that you need. And I probably don't need as long as a shower because I'm taking one every day. But somebody who only gets a shower once a week when we get to their location, or sometimes once a month, and it's been a month since their last shower, if they need to take their time, they can take their time. And so that's kind of a little bit of our story, where we are, where we came from, and what we're about.
That is incredible. And especially that story you told about Andrew. Yeah. He knows what it's like to go through a lot of what the people who are being served at Shower Up are going through.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
So for anyone watching at home right now who might want to get involved with Shower Up to volunteer, how can they go about that process?
Definitely. So it's pretty easy. We've tried to make it simple. ShowerUp.org is our website, and you can click on the volunteer link. You'll see Huntsville there as a city. All of our other cities are listed as well, but if you click on Huntsville, click on volunteer, you can sign up. And so Andrew is our one employee, but everything else that we do is volunteer run. And so we need volunteers to do what we do. We're all about connecting with people on an individual level. So volunteers will run the show. Andrew's going to set it up, do all the hard work, make sure things are going well. But once we set up and we're on the ground at a location, really volunteers are doing everything. Whether it's cutting hair, we had an event just last night, and we had barbers there cutting hair and volunteering their time. So if you know how to cut hair, come on out. We'd love to have you help. If you want to come and pass out hygiene items, so before everybody gets in the shower, and actually I brought one here. So everybody's going to get a hygiene kit because those that we serve primarily don't have anything. And so we want to provide them everything they need so that they can get clean. And so a volunteer is going to personally hand a hygiene kit to somebody before they go in and say, hey, enjoy your shower. That personal connection means a lot. We're going to also have a volunteer who's going to hand them a towel. hand them a washcloth. There's volunteers who, my favorite group of volunteers is our shower prep crew. And what that is we say we don't clean up after somebody, but we clean up before somebody. We prepare the space for them. So just like when you're checking into a hotel, a maid has come in and made it nice and spotless for you. That's what our showers are like. And so the cool thing is, not only for sanitary reasons, but volunteers are going to put gloves on, they're going to go in with cleaner, they're going to spray it down. If somebody brushed their teeth, I know I'm bad about this. My wife gets on to me. I leave toothbrush and toothpaste in the sink.
You should see my bathroom.
Yeah, so we have those volunteers go in and clean that out. If somebody shaved, we don't want hair, anywhere. If there's still dirt, we're going to take the hose and we're going to rinse it down the drain. Make sure it's clean for the next person, and it means something to those people. We have, for some reason, kids love that role. They love putting the gloves on and going there and getting dirty. But the person who's next in line, waiting for their shower, they're sitting down in the runner-up seat about to get into their shower. They know it's about to be ready, and we're going to say, hang on, we're going to prepare this space for you. And those children or those volunteers are going to walk in, and then they're going to come out, and they're going to say, hey, this has been personally prepared for you. Enjoy your shower. And for somebody who's gone, a long time without maybe feeling like people love them, or might be overlooked, or they might be scared to go places because they know they stink and they don't smell good, just that personal connection of, wow, these people took their time to go in and prepare it for me. Most of these people, they're like, don't worry about it. You don't have to clean it. It's good. They don't care. They're just happy to get the shower. But that extra personal level. So that's what we need volunteers for. Even if you want to come and you're good at baking cookies, you can bake cookies and hand those out. Really what we say is your talent, whatever you enjoy, bring that alongside. We're not doing it our way. It's Shower Up. We're a community. We're going to shower grace, hope, and love. And however you want to do that, come on to our events, reach out. We had somebody that said, I like doing t-shirt tie-dyes. Can I do a t-shirt tie-dye? And let me tell you, people had so much fun. I wanted to get involved with that as well. People who were tie-dyeing t-shirts and getting new clothes before they go in their shower. So really, we have one employee, and 99% of the other people are volunteers, and we can't do it without you. So I'd encourage anybody to come help us out.
That's so great. And I love that you guys go the extra mile as well to help others in the community. Yeah. What are all some of the places you guys are set up around the community?
Gotcha. Yeah, great. So what we try to do is we try to go to where people are. And so we're always actively looking for locations. What a lot of people might not realize about the community is the homeless camps are being split up. And so a lot of homeless camps are not official, if you call them that. It's people who found some shade trees. But if you look around Huntsville, there's a lot of times trees are being chopped down and buildings are being built up, which is great for our community. It's great development. But people who are living in the shadows and hiding under those trees are always being, got to go find somewhere else to live. And so we're always doing different locations and kind of pop-up events because we realize, hey, there's a camp of about 5 people out here. We want to go make them be able to get clean and feel clean. But then there's some locations that we always go frequently because there's always a need. Part of that is partnering with other nonprofits. And so what we do is we bring all of our services, all of our volunteers, all of our equipment to other nonprofits at no charge. We don't want to make them pay us to take money out of what they do. So we go and we rely on donations from donors to be able to fund all those costs. But some of the frequent locations, Rose of Sharon Soup Kitchen, just I think right behind where we're sitting right now, right across the street. We're there every week providing showers. We give about 40 showers a day there. We could give about 80, but there's only a limited amount of sunlight and time in the day. We go to Manna House, which does food distribution. And so when people are coming to get food, a lot of those who need to eat also need to shower. So we go there. We have a location off Governor's Drive that we frequent near a homeless camp, near First Stop and Stoke Street. We go out that way. And then we also do special events. And so coming up this next weekend, we have a couple of back-to-school bashes. And so believe it or not, there's a lot of children who are living in their vehicles in the school systems that have no way to shower. And so we're partnering with the schools to go to those back-to-school bashes so people can come and get clothing and get the backpacks they need for school and those things, but also get a shower. We also do some community events, and then we also do disaster relief. And so those are never planned, but when there was an apartment fire in Florence and a lot of people were displaced, and anytime you were taken from your home for whatever reason, where are you going to shower if you can't afford to go to a hotel? So we could do certain things like that. So we're on wheels, so we try to be all over. We try to hit every corner of town, and I'd encourage anybody out there, if you know of people who might be in a pocket or an area, to say, hey, I don't know that they're being served. We want to go to them, and so we're willing and able to travel wherever we want. It just takes gas money to get there, and we'll go out there and we'll set up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is there a moment that sticks out for you, Taylor, of helping someone here in the community, and you're reminded after helping them, this is why I'm doing this?
So almost every day, every time I'm there, there's that moment of this person who's like, wow, this changed my life. Time and time again, I'll hear people say, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be here, or I was going to end it all, and this changed my perspective. A couple of key people that I can just think of, right off the bat. I'll start with yesterday. And so yesterday, a lady and her son arrived, and they're not experiencing homelessness. They have a home of their own. And so we serve people for a lot of unique situations. But this really special child, he struggles to get in the shower at his house. He doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't like it at all. His mother can't really get him into a shower. But he loves coming to shower up. And so he comes, and I just happened to be there at that moment right when he showed up. It was right at the end of our event. And he wanted a haircut too. And so the barbers were already packed up, those volunteers were already leaving, but I happened to know the one lady who was cutting hair. And I said, hey, would you mind cutting this young boy's hair for us? I know the event's over, it's 1:15, the event ended a while ago. She came back in, set up, and this boy, I think he's on the spectrum and has a lot of things that they're trying to figure out with him, but he couldn't get a haircut in Huntsville. A lot of the barbers, couldn't deal with him. He was too scared. He was too rambunctious. He couldn't sit in the chair. But watching him come, because he loves Shower Up, and he comes to volunteer with us, he was like, I'm helping people get showers. Can I get a shower here? Can I get a haircut here? So we were able to give him a haircut. And just seeing the reaction on his mom's face as her son was finally able to get his haircut after so long. We never intended to serve them, but we were able to. Moments like that, I think of Justin and Shirley, who are two people. We were in Decatur for this occasion. We traveled to Athens and Decatur and Hazel Green, all these other areas, but Justin and Shirley were living in the woods in Decatur, and it had been 4 months since they had a shower. And this was a mother and son who came to us, and we had a barber there as well, and we were cutting, not me, I'm not good at cutting hair, but the barber was cutting hair, and Justin had these just nasty looking dreadlocks that were 4 months of just mess, 4 months of no shower, 4 months of sleeping in the dirt, and he got those cut off and looked like a completely different person. But his mom asked me for a Ziploc bag, and I thought she was asking for a Ziploc bag, for an extra hygiene kit or put some more soap in. She put one of those dirty dreadlocks in the Ziploc bag. And I had to ask her, what are you doing that for? Are you keeping the dirty dreadlock? She said, these have been the worst 4 months of my life. She said, but this was our transition. She said, this is our stopping point to where we're going to get on the road to recovery and finding a place to live. And that shower that day meant so much to them, the shower and the haircut. And seeing her take that dreadlock, put it in the baggie, she probably still has that baggie by her right now. She said, I'm going to pray over this every day so that we never forget this moment. And so it's moments like those that you never expect. I'll share one more. There's JJ, who is a friend of ours who's gotten showers with us for probably a year. He got showers with us. He was finally able to improve his situation and get his own place to live. When he got his own place to live, one of our volunteers was nice enough to donate a washer and dryer to JJ. And so he was able to wash and dry his clothes in his new home. JJ continued to come back to our events. He would ride his bike, actually right out here to our event at Rosa Sharon, which is right across the street from where we're sitting now. He'd ride his bike out there with a big old duffel bag full of clothes. And what he would do is he'd set them out on a table at our event, and he would let people pick new clean clothes to take into their shower, and their dirty clothes they'd lay out in a dirty bin that he put, and then he would ride his bike back home, wash all the dirty clothes, and bring them back to the next event. And so moments like that, where people continue to give, who have used our services, and just like Andrew and just like so many others, they come back. That's why I keep doing what I'm doing. I can't share anymore. I'd talk for an hour, but there's so many stories of people who we've made an impact in their lives, but then they turn around and make an impact on other people's lives. And that's how our community gets better. That's how we help people who are at their lows in life, how we lift them up, and they're then going to turn around and lift up others. So that's why I do what I do. Yeah.
Very well said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you talk about what someone can get in one of their hygiene
Perfect.
kits?
Yes. So this is an example of a hygiene kit made by, sometimes people put their name. Susan made this hygiene kit. She put her name on here, and it said, this is handmade with love. A cool thing about this hygiene kit, it actually has a handmade crocheted washcloth. And so everybody gets a washcloth and a towel. These were actually handmade, so super cool. Some ladies who knew how to crochet decided they were going to make handmade washcloths. But really what we like to put in the hygiene kits are anything that you might use in your morning routine to take a shower. These people come to us with nothing, and so they don't have the soap, the shampoo, the conditioner. So that's what you'll find in a hygiene kit. I'll start with the most important thing, and that's a note. And so we ask that every hygiene kit that someone packs, they put a note in there. And we see people take the note out and put it in their pocket, and we see the trash that they've used, but we never see these notes in the trash. And so we know they're always going with people. This person wrote, "Enjoy your shower, you are loved." And so somebody's going to get their hygiene kit and they're going to see, wow, someone took the time to scribble that down for me, and they'll put it in their pocket and keep it.
Keep it forever.
Keep it forever until their next shower when they get another one. But all the things, this one is probably for a female. It has some moisturizer, shaving cream. It has a razor. We have some deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, a hairbrush or a comb, always soap, shampoo, conditioner. And this one has a really cool, actually, bar of soap, one of these tie-dye fancy soaps in there. Yeah. So we always get creative, and we let people pack them as they want. But at a minimum, each bag needs soap, shampoo, and conditioner. And then we accept all sorts of other items. We have those drawers like you find in your bathroom that sit out in front, and so they'll be stocked with all the extras like nail clippers, nail files, perfume. Ladies always want hair ties and things like that, and feminine products. We have all that out there in drawers, so we accept donations of anything that you would use while you're getting ready to take your shower, someone else is going to use, and especially those who can't afford their own place to stay, can't afford their own food, they can't afford to buy all these hygiene items, and so we're going to provide those to the people in need.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, Taylor, that's all the questions I have for you. I want to thank you so much for coming in. And if maybe I didn't ask something that you would like to add, feel free. But yeah, once again, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, one thing I'll add is just that not a lot of people realize this, but we're 100% donor funded. And so we don't get any funding. We'd love funding from the city. If we get to that point, we will gladly take it. But we don't get any federal government money or we are not associated with any one church or any one company or, have major backing like that. It's really, individuals in our community, Sally down the street and Bob around the corner, giving us a little money here and there to pay for everything that we do. And we do have a lot of expenses, especially now that we're paying Andrew, and we want to continue to have that dedicated, dignified job for him to do. It takes money to operate. It takes money for the gasoline, the propane. All of our units are air conditioned, and so in the summer when it's hot, that air conditioned bill is expensive. The water bill is expensive. Yes. And so gladly, humbly, I'll ask if you can spare, $5 a month. That'll help us tremendously and help provide showers directly for people in need. Or if you're watching and your company or your church or organization would like to be involved, we'd love to have you out as a group to volunteer. I'd love to come share, what we do with you. We'd love to have your support on any level. We can't do it alone, and so we can only do it as we all come together in our community, and we can only grow as a community as we grow. I will share something that we want to do next, and that's next on our list of things, kind of growth. We always see people come to us, and JJ, I mentioned with his laundry thing that he does and take clothes back to his home. Laundry is a huge need, and so God willing and the donations flowing, we'd love to have a mobile shower and laundry trailer combo unit. That way we can always wash people's clothes as well. You'll see people always carrying clothes in a trash bag, but nowhere to wash them. Going to a laundromat's pretty expensive, and so the next on our agenda is to have a laundry and shower unit, and then we also want to hire another Andrew. We want to lift someone else off the street. There's plenty of people that right now I could hire if we had the money, and we have 2 mobile shower units, and so right now Andrew's taking one around every day of the week. We have another that's only used when we have people to run it, and so the only way to run it as much is to get the money to hire somebody or have somebody step up and be a volunteer lead driver. And so if you're out there and you're retired or you have a free day of the week, please reach out. We'd love to train you and then hand you the keys so that you can take showers to another location around our city. So that's all that I have, and I thank you for this, and for everybody watching, we appreciate your support, and tell your friends. We'd love to have you out and help.
Yes. Well, Taylor, thank you so much for coming in. It's amazing stuff you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Awesome. Dude, that was amazing.
Cool.
Wow.
I think that could have gone live.
Yeah, I think so. I think it could have.
No hiccups. Sometimes there's an up, cut, edit, read.